Yo, my people, what up, though? We back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bell.
And I'm Adrian.
Hey, we got our player partner, LCSW, LCS, CCS, LMNOP, Adrian White in the building. You know what I'm saying? A lot of letters next to his name. It means he is somebody. But Prentice had an event tonight. He couldn't join us, so we hollered at Adrian, and he's gracious enough to come bless us with his presence. So we got a live therapist on the joint. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it going. Mr. White, what's good though, man? How you been? How you living? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a lot of good stress, from expanding and developing different things with my wife. We finally doing our first thing together. We started this group through our church called God in Therapy for Marriage-Minded Singles. And so that's been fire. It's like 60 people who be showing up on Saturdays. So that's been good. It's been a lot of pulling on us, but that's a good stress for us, just learning to work together and serve the people together. So other than that, man, life been good. Hired my first therapist. So expanding with that piece of the business, everybody healthy, like Bell was saying, until the health go, you know what I mean? So everybody's still healthy, man. So I'm blessed.
That's what's up.
That's definitely what's up. Any more for your check-in, B? Give us some good news. Some more good news.
That was good news.
How the children?
Wait, real quick. I love the title, Marriage-Minded Singles. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
I had to repeat it back to myself when you said it, because I'm like, wait, what did he just say? I'm like, okay, that's dope. I like that title, Marriage-Minded Singles.
Can I log in virtually?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'll shoot you the link.
I'm pulling up to the next one.
Pull up.
Bellhead, what's happening? What's good, baby? Check in.
Man, a lot going on in my world, man. Mostly good. Like I think I said on Therapy Thursday a couple weeks ago. It's just a lot of stress but it's like it kind of comes with the territory, and it's like anything. It's like when you elevate, and the altitude is different. You know what I'm saying? So your lungs got to adjust, and I think that's just kind of where I'm at. And not that I'm necessarily on this huge trajectory. I am on this gradual climb though, and I'm getting to a point where it was starting to weigh on me, stress. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized that it's just these are the problems at this level. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different problems. Like as Lorraine would say, you just have better problems now. Still problems, just better problems. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worried about the lights getting cut off. You're not worried about not eating. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean it's not a problem for you, or a challenge, I should say. Speaking of Lorraine, shout out to my wife, man. She was speaking. She's on a plane home now. She spoke today at South by Southwest. She got elected or selected to speak. She had a breakout session for, oh man, I forget the title, but it was something like it's something basically about mom entrepreneur, being a mom and entrepreneur. So she spoke down at South by Southwest. She'll downplay that shit, but it's a big deal. So I want to shout out Lorraine Martinez Bellamy for doing the great work that she does. My check-in, outside of what I just mentioned, there's a couple of deaths in the family, man, that hit me a lot harder than I expected. It all happened like, not that deaths happened. One death happened very suddenly, but shout out to my family, the Seals family, and the Cofield family. My Aunt Gloria passed. Her funeral was last week, so I attended that. And the craziest shit, man, on my way to the funeral, one of my oldest childhood friends, I knew him before I knew your punk ass, Chief. I'm talking like sandbox, like second, third grade. He texted me, man, and shout out to the Harrison family and the Scott family, man. But his mom passed away suddenly. You know what I'm saying? And And I'm just like, damn, I get the text on my way to on the way to a funeral. So that really messed me up. And I think it was like the harsh reality that we are getting to an age now where our parents definitely got less time in front of them than they did yesterday, right? So it's just a reality that we all are going to have to unfortunately face, and just being mentally prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Losing a parent. I mean, unfortunately, I've never lost one. You know, and again, I know I will have to at some point, but just being faced with the reality that it may be closer than you think. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom will be 70 in November. Shit, I don't even know how old my dad is, man. Every time I ask him, it's a new year. But I think he's 68. So you know, it is what it is. They both relatively healthy, but just mentally understanding mentally that that's something that we're all going to have to prepare for at some point. So, but that's my check-in. I'm flying to Florida tomorrow, so by the time this airs, I would have already been back actually. For work, I'll be out there all week basically. So that's my check-in.
No doubt. For me, you know, start with the usual. Kids are happy and healthy. My daughter got I don't know, student athlete of the year or something like that for her school for the winter league.
And they did that already? The year ain't even over.
Straight it was seasons. Middle school season's over. You know what I'm saying?
They don't got track in middle school?
Yeah.
How they gonna call a student athlete in the track? People didn't even go yet.
No, I'm saying like the middle school winter sports are done. Because middle
so
schools
they must elect more than one then.
Yeah. Middle schools don't have a playoff. Like there's no state championship for middle schools. You know what I'm saying? A little conference thing, but it's no real.
No, but what I'm saying is she got elected student athlete of the year. I'm assuming since there's still more sports to be
for the winter season.
Oh, I'm like, damn, they just gonna count out track, huh?
No, yeah.
Don't even show up, yo.
You're doing indoor, right? So I'm thinking indoor track. But yeah, no, she still got, you know, the fall coming up with softball and all that good stuff. But that's real cool. So that was a highlight for me. We just finished our season. I coached Mr. White. I coached my daughter's middle school basketball team this year. So that was different. Dealing with these prepubescent teenage girls is different, boy. It's different. It took a lot of patience.
Who listens more? You coaching boys or you coaching girls?
See, the thing is,
with different ages, though.
Yeah, different ages, but the boys come with a little bit more skill set, so I guess they're easier to coach because it's a little less you have to do in terms of like, yeah. So we had to do a lot of like, no, it's teaching is always going to happen. I had to like literally strip down to the fundamentals with these, like 1, 2, like you know what I'm saying, drive your leg like that, real basic. So I had to just dial everything I would normally do literally all the way back.
Like they'll probably be better for it though, because
for sure, like spread your fingers and dribble the ball. That like, and literally like you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was back to the basics. But it's a lot of learning, man. A lot of learning. You know, 1 million layups a day. But it's been cool. I got some cool things I'm working on. Some more poetry. I've been writing every day. Collabing with some pretty cool people. I took a gamble, you know what I mean, and as they say, shot my shot with a dude I've been following. A really huge fan of his work, and hit him up, and he's like, "Yo, I'm down." So I'm excited to make that connection. I told you about it, Bell, but I don't want to put his name out there till we, you know what I'm saying, till we get it all together. But I'm super excited.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't. I didn't know you didn't have a relationship with him. I thought you just knew him through your travels.
Nope. Not at all.
Wow.
Yep. I shared this stuff a couple times on my story or whatever. He liked it or whatever. And I just hit him up like, yo, man, this is what I'm doing. I got going. I'm a huge fan. What's up? He's like, bet. You know what I'm saying? And we're working with a producer that he's familiar with too. So that kind of helped seal the deal. So I'm super excited about that.
You got something in mind, or y'all going to just create that together?
No, I have something in mind already.
Okay.
We're working on a piece called I haven't titled it yet, but it's something along the lines of speaking to the king in him. I've already written it. So kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So just trying to empower men. My album, the new album, I believe I'm going to go with the title anti-toxic masculinity, and just kind of a lot of poems about breaking the stereotypes of what toxic masculinity entails. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to say something. Oh, yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see what that is about. But I got a bunch of pieces I wrote about it, and it's I'm excited about it, man. New project coming out. It's gonna be dope, and I think this one's gonna be even better than the last two I put out. So you got to just continually progress. But I'm excited to to get it out there, get some feedback from my people, and see how it goes, man. But other than that, man, everything is rolling.
That's what's up. Do you know when you want to drop it? I mean, I know it's way early. I'm just curious.
No, it's early. I was hoping for next month, but it was looking like we're gonna push it the following month.
Oh, I was thinking like October. Oh, I didn't realize.
No.
Oh, wow.
I was hoping to drop it on my birthday, but I'm gonna push.
Speaking of what, you doing anything? You want to do anything?
Not really. I mean, I'll let y'all brothers know. Probably the same thing we did for yours. Get together as fellas, eat some good food, and get some jokes.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Even if we only do that on each of our birthdays, like that's.
I'm gonna make sure Ty is with us though. I'm gonna have, if I had to kidnap homie, he gonna be there.
That's a whole other conversation.
So we got a homie who just won't leave the city. Like, if he's not coaching basketball, he ain't going nowhere. Like, he just stay in the city. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
We're gonna get him out. Nevertheless, fellas, it's always good to catch up, Mr. White. I'm glad you joined us today. I feel like we've talked about this on the This Might Be Risky podcast. Shout out to my man Hamp and the This Might Be Risky podcast. I'll go tap into that. You been on that joint lately, Mr. White?
Nah, it's been a minute.
No doubt. But shout out to my man Hamp. But I feel like we broached this topic before. We might even had bits and pieces of it on the on our podcast, Bell. But I titled this one EX-cessories with EX-cessories. And why? I was having a combo with my homie at work. I'm not even gonna say his name because somebody might be watching and know him, and then we mess around. But we were talking about Exes and, like, I guess what's okay and off limits and what you're willing to accept and not accept. And it was a pretty good conversation. I'm like, I gotta talk about this with fellas and see what they say. So I guess the parameters are, and it's tough because you gentlemen are married, but I'm just gonna say dating your lady, your partner, your spouse for, let's say, a year. That's the premise are a year. Dating your spouse for a year, everything good. Y'all chilling, ain't no beef, no drama, no nothing. And these scenarios come up. I just want to see what y'all responses are, because I think a lot of times the ex can kind of present some problems for you guys. And I'm gonna go with dating for a year, happy relationship, no kids. Can we do that? And then we'll jump into that. So no kids is the parameters. All right.
Before we start, can I say something?
Of course.
So I think recently I learned, or realized, I should say, I hate relationship podcasts. Like, because somebody has sent something to me, and it was a well-respected individual who was speaking, but my whole thing was, and they were like, I forgot what the premise of the talk was, but the person was like, "Hey, can I recommend this book to you," or something like that? And I'm like, thanks, but I don't read relationship books. Like, what I said was, I don't read how to be in a relationship books. Like, I just don't do that. Here's my issue with it, and I know I'm going way off topic, but we can find a way to tie this all in. Here's my issue, bro. When I saw this treatment, this is the first thing I thought, so I feel like I have to say it. My issue is this: with people who speak from a place of, like, generalize relationships and or make things like this is the line in the sand, this is that. I hate that, because what happens is this. I'll give you an example. I had a business partner, and the business partner was very well read. So they did a lot of self-development, you know, a lot of books that were read, a lot of leadership principles, everything like that. The issue that I had with this partner was everything that happened in real time, they referenced the book. So they didn't take the situation for what it was. They referenced the book and was like, no, this is what the book says. And I'm like, I understand that, but we have to deal with this right now. This circumstance has 1,000 variables
The book
that we don't know. Yeah, we don't know what the variables are for the book. We know what our variables are. So we have to deal with this situation based on our variables. And there was a constant rub between us. And it's because I'm like, listen, man, I'll stand on something unless you show me that there's a better way or a more efficient way or a smarter way. Then I'm like, okay, maybe I can see this from another angle, and that's my bad. So that's my issue with relationship people, because what happens is regular folks like ourselves, they hear this, and then a moment in real time happens with their spouse. And they're like, oh, this was Dr. Such and Such was talking about. This is time for me to stand my ground. It's like, you're going to be outside, bruh. Like, you ain't going to have no place to stay.
Big fact.
Yeah. So it's like, you better take this circumstance for what it's worth. Like, and not be leaning on what the book says, because the book ain't in your relationship.
Right.
So when I saw this topic, I'm like, this isn't necessarily relationship advice, so I'm okay with rocking with it. But I just want to make that clear. Like, I hate how to be in a relationship podcast.
So I think what we do too, though, is we're offering different perspective, because I'm certain that we're not all going to all agree on the topics and how to go about these things. And it's just different perspective, and maybe they can take the different perspectives and create their own based off of bits and pieces of what we say. However, I wanted to throw the disclaimer out there, Bell, because one thing we haven't done is, like, when I tell women sometimes that I got a podcast with my homies, and like, oh, here we go, not another, men bashing women. Like, no, that's not what we do. And we 130 some episodes in. We've never had an episode where we're like, yeah, women, pointing the finger and belittling and berating us. That's not our style. And that's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is just for the folks listening. This is general conversation that, that the fellas can have, because we'll talk this shit when y'all not around, when the women aren't around, and kind of disclose our feelings about it. But I think it's good to put it in the air and just see how people respond to different scenarios.
Cool. Wait, other question. We're not live right now, are we? We just pre-recorded?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. We're good.
We just
probably should ask that sooner. We're good.
We probably should have went live. They'd have been crazy.
No, we shouldn't have. No, we shouldn't.
They'd have been crazy in the comments, wilding out. Bell's scared of that smoke, Mr. White. We kind of used to it, Bell. They be going at us.
I'm never scared of no smoke. I just I just don't want to. Like,
so even in creating the treatment, though, fellas, like, I was specific about how I worded the question, because I was gonna be like, can she, or would you allow? And it's like, nah, we're not doing that. And I kind of worded like, how would you feel? And you know what I'm saying? Like, so let's start with the basics of it. The basics of it.
And the backdrop is still 1 year in a relationship, no kids, not married.
1 year relationship, no kids. And the ex was, I don't know, a year before you met her, 6 months before you met her.
So I got a question though. What does their friendship look like? Because people just use that word so loosely.
Again, that's part of the conversation. Okay. That's part of the conversation. I don't know. I don't know. We can't give you all the parameters, Mr. White. We got okay. So like, how do you guys feel about your spouse remaining friends with their ex? Obviously, is the context about what their friendship is like matters.
Well, you're asking with being in a relationship for 1 year.
That's I guess, I don't know. Do people want to hear about your situation right now? 8 years in, 11 years, a couple years in, like, maybe that's the perspective you go from.
No, we got to have it one way or the other. Like, we can't be.
So let's be general, because I don't want them being like, damn, Bell got his wife on lock. She can't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. So let's go with the perimeters I stated. 1 year in, she'd been away from him for, obviously two, because y'all been together for one. So she broke up with him a year ago.
And we don't live together? I guess you're probably not gonna live with nobody after a year.
Yeah, so let's say you don't live together.
Oh, Lorraine and I did buy a house after a year and a half. So
okay. So how do you feel about your spouse being friends with her ex?
Hey, you want to go? You want me to go?
Because then he keeps saying spouse, but I thought it's the relationship.
I mean,
your girlfriend. That's probably
your partner. You know what I'm saying?
After a year, more than likely, we probably are not going to be in a relationship, because that's just one more thing to deal with. You know, now we got to navigate what those boundaries look like, etc. Right? So if it's y'all are cordial and maybe we all go to some of the same places, cool. At that time of year, if you have somebody who is her friend, by that time they're both of our friends, right? But if that's not the case, what is he still providing you that you can't get from somewhere else? Like that's my thing. Is this person really that important to you in your life? And if that's the case, go, like, you got it, but I'm not gonna go forward with you, because again, so many things can just come with it, and I think so much goes into a relationship already. So yeah, it's no for me.
Okay, so now we got to throw the wrinkle. Go ahead. I'll let you answer that. I'm gonna put the wrinkle in it. Go ahead.
After a year, yeah, this is really, and it's like, I guess, what type of friend are they? You know, like, do they talk once a year, or are they the type of friends that's trying to hang out with each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably where I would get curious. And then after, see, a year is tough, because a year, still a lot of ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of ego. And I'm never one to be like, you can't be his friend or you can't talk to him. But if I see they talking more than I would like them to be, I'll probably just gracefully bow out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't put up like yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't be friends with. But if you feel you need to be friends with your ex and we starting this thing, then we probably not. You probably not ready, or we're not ready, maybe. You know, so
you saying, when you say you're gracefully bow out, do you not have a conversation and allow her the opportunity to dismantle that relationship, or do you just
I mean, I would get curious, but if she was like, no, he's my friend, oh, okay, cool. Like, I will absolutely allow him to be your friend, but I'm not, because here's the deal. You guys are just starting, right? So the moment that the honeymoon phase is over, who's she gonna call? I ain't got time for that. I'm not competing with him. So if that's how you feel, if you want to be his friend so bad, I'm great with that. I'm just out. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, because it's too fresh. Like, now, if this was like 6 exes ago, maybe, I don't know. But the most recent ex, nah, I'm not doing that. Because I don't know how that relationship ended. I don't know where things lie. Nah.
I think I share a similar sentiment with that. Like, I definitely don't want to have to, and I don't want people to misconstrue like the circumstances, because I think some people would view it as like a jealousy or an insecurity, and that's really not the case. I think it's just not a competition that we need or want to have.
It's so early in a relationship, you can cut your losses. Like you said, if I have a conversation with her and she barks at me as to why she feels they still need to be friends, then that's cool. Like, I'm just not, because you think about it. If I'm dealing with this a year in, like, this is supposed to be the best time of our life. You know, like the beginning of the relationship. If I'm having to deal with your exes right now, nah, I'm not dealing with that because we're gonna have our own shit we got to work through.
Yeah, and I think that for me, I'm thinking a year, you debating on if you're about to marry this person, right? So I'm not gonna be like, oh, you still got these male friends, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm like, hey, as we starting to think about marriage and stuff, what does that look like? How do your relationships look like? Do any of those things change? What do you think about access, etc.? People of the opposite sex, etc. And then based on those answers, I may just throw her these. Okay, that's what you feel like that's really important to you. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So we all saying the same thing because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a conversation, and if you adamant about keeping in contact with this person, then yeah, then I want that for you. I'm just not gonna be here to witness it. That's all.
Do you think that shows up as an insecurity? If she's like, babe, there's no issues. We're friends. I don't see him like that anymore. We're just friends. I need you to trust me.
I don't know if for me, I don't know if it's insecurity more than you are not, because it's. I'll speak for myself. In my opinion, that soon, there's no reason for you to be talking to your ex. My opinion. Now we go off, get married, they get married, and we somehow become mutual friends. That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But you trying to get to know me, we getting to know each other, and I'm still having to deal with you speaking to them. I don't think any good can come from that.
Right.
So you call it insecurity, you call it whatever you want. I'm doing a risk analysis for my future. That's it.
Okay, so let's throw in a wrinkle. 5-year-old kid. They've been separated for the 2 years since y'all been together. A year before y'all met, and now they have a 5-year-old child together. Does it change the circumstances a little bit?
Absolutely. Like
Okay.
how I look saying you can't speak to your child's father.
I mean, there's also levels to it, though. So I'm asking.
Well, what are the levels? You
I'm
saying speak to, we started off with speak to
So
X.
you mentioned prior to that, if they talk about hanging out together and so on and so forth, they have a child together, and they've created a great co-parenting relationship, and they're really solid friends. Can they go have a drink together?
Maybe. But he and I have to be on the same page. Like, and he has to be in a relationship.
Okay.
So if he's single, it's a no-go.
Yeah, it's probably a no-go for me. She gonna be like, oh, me and Devontae about to go have drinks. Cool, where y'all going? I'll pull up. Like, it'd be something like that.
Okay.
Like it ain't gonna be y'all just out at the bar at night.
Can he wait, Mr. White? Do you want to touch on that?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say no, right? Like absolutely not. Boundaries are so key, even with and I know, right? My wife, she has 2 daughters from her previous. Then I got my 2 from my ex-wife and my oldest. Without those boundaries, it's just more things to deal with, right? So it's like you can, but understand you're inviting so much more into your life. And to Belle's point earlier, it's not really worth it. If it didn't work out, the only conversations y'all need to be having are around the kids. Are we switching pickup times? Who's the kids going with for Christmas, holidays? Or you going on vacation for work? Okay, cool. Let me check with, the wife. Okay, cool. We can support you in this way. But you have to have clear boundaries in everything. And so, like, what's the point? Like, what is being friends with your ex and being able to get a drink that you can't do that with somebody else? If you're still that attached to somebody that has been that close to you and you still need them in your life, then you don't need me.
Okay. Can he drop off birthday or Mother's Day gifts to your lady?
He can give them to his child, and they can bring them.
And that got to be within reason too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, Don't be hugging your mom the keys to this new whip that I brought her. Absolutely not. You better get her flowers in the car. You know, maybe a little
Texas
gift card
Roadhouse
to get her
gift
toes
card.
done.
Yeah.
Some shit that we could use, right?
Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
Gas car.
So is there anything outside of like birthdays, and maybe even not even birthdays, like Mother's Day is reasonable. Birthday might even be a lot for me. Like, fam, like Mother's Day, I understand. Y'all share that mom, but birthdays, I got that, cuz like cool out.
I'm cool with him. And again, I've never been with anybody seriously that had a child, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. But I would be cool if, you know, they gave their child a gift for their mom's birthday. Like, I would be cool with that, but don't overdo it. Like, don't be, you know, hey, give your mom the stack. Nah, because she getting 10%. I'm taking the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that.
So Mother's Day, Christmas, and birthday is cool
as long as it's a gift from their child to their mom. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So,
what, can you answer a question?
You know, I have, but I'm saying, so when you say gift, so it has to, like, he can buy it, but it has to be a gift from the child. I'm talking about a gift from the dude. Like, give this to your mom from me.
Yeah, this is from you. This is from. It can be from us, right? It can be from the father and the child for his mom's birthday. I'm cool with that, as long as it's nothing crazy. Like, like, don't buy her no Tiffany bracelet. Like, no crate. Like, nothing crazy. Like, practical gifts. Like Bath and Beyond gift cards. Victoria's Secret spray and scent like set. Like, that's
gift
cool.
box,
Yeah.
Candles, body wash,
cucumber melon body wash. Like, that's fine. You know. But anything else to that, even like a pair of sneakers, that'd be cool too. Like, nothing crazy though. What about you?
I think
no. Answer one.
I think
keep that.
Again, I think it all comes down to the context of the relationship, and I think the key point we made was definitely if he is in a relationship, preferably married. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you with somebody who got kids, and their kid's father wants to give them a gift. They're not married, they're single, for their mom's birthday. What are you saying to her?
I think the gift.
You had a lot of time to think about this. To not have
the type
Take
of
your
gift.
time. Take your time.
Is important. What the gift is important. But I think I'd like to be able to have a relationship with him, so I know, kind of get a feeling of where his head is at. But ultimately, I think the ultimate trust goes into trusting my lady, that she would kind of check that shit. Like, okay, this is a lot. You probably shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think with the partners that you guys have, they would set the boundary before you had to set it.
I'm not even talking about this partner, because I'm in a relationship for a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a relationship with a rando.
Even then,
I'm thinking about a rando.
You've established boundaries, and you've gathered enough information about one another to where you know, like, yeah, my shorty ain't having it, my man ain't having that. Okay, can she?
Yeah, but no, but this is what I'm saying. Like, what is your man or girl not having? Like, no gifts? Can you have any gifts? That's my question.
Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the gesture. I'm okay with the gesture, as long as they know, no hearts and shit and kiss XOs underneath the letter that you get in the card.
What if it's XOs and kisses, but your son's signature or her son's signature?
I gotta, like you do at the prisons, I gotta inspect the gift before she get it. Run it by me real quick. So
and I know we're being playful and we're joking, but that goes back to what Adrian was saying. It's like, if I got to do all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I got to do all of that, bro, like, is this the right place for me? You know, like, and again, I've never been with someone seriously who's had a child. So again, I'm not the best person to have this conversation with, but I mean, I don't know. I would be great with, if it's consistent. Like, if this is a present, that's another thing. That's another disclaimer. You can't be an absentee dad. and then show up with a gift on that mom's birthday, like whatever. Like, nah, bro, we're not accepting no gifts, Jack. Like,
can your lady buy the gift for him? Birthday, Valentine, birthday, Christmas, and Father's Day.
If it's for her child, from her child, yeah, I'm good with that. Again, within reason. You want to buy him some underwear, socks, and t-shirts? Man, like let's go. That's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to get him a gas gift card, a gift card to, like, I'm good with that too. Like you're not buying him no Nike tech suits, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't getting him no J's, ain't like nothing like that. It's just some practical gifts. You want to get him a Home Depot card? That's cool too.
Okay. Another situation that came up in the conversation with my dude at work, and his lady, this is a true story, like blacked out on him. He went to his ex's funeral and she was not happy about that. What are your thoughts?
Well, that just happened with Ashanti and Irv Gotti. She went to Irv's funeral. That was the talk.
Mr. White, can she go to her ex's funeral?
Not child's father, just ex.
Yeah, not child's father. Then nah. Again, for what? Like, I just don't see the point. Well, maybe, I guess it depends on the year relationship, right? Hey, we only been together for a year. What type of say so do I really have? Right.
Yeah,
so it may just be a conversation afterwards, yo, I get that boom, 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 but that did make me feel, some type of way going forward, boom, 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 so it's hard with that year mark and what you can and can't say as a boyfriend versus, a husband, or if you are engaged. So
now I got to flip it on you. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if you're not at least engaged, right, you can have an issue with it, but you can't be like, super cutthroat with it. I think you got to give a little more.
Even in death though, fam. So my thing is like,
yeah,
it ain't like the nigga about to take her back. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's somebody
that connection piece.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If it's somebody she once cared about, and who had a piece of heart at some point and he died, like I think it's okay to pay respects.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too. Because I mean, like you said, he ain't a threat no more.
Because maybe, I don't know. Because I think for me, it's not about him in the first place, right? Like, I'm not viewing it as a threat. It's more about me, I guess. I don't know, but I just like, again, for what? You can even in paying respect, right? He don't know you there. It's not changing nothing at all. Like, what do you need to go to his funeral for? You showing up don't change nothing at all. Now, again, if it's y'all got a child, that's your child. Father, I feel like that's just a totally different type of bond, period.
That's understandable.
Right, but it's somebody you dated,
A year in, I'm cool with it. A year in, I'm cool. Anything more than that, I would need to know more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think any ex. I've only had 3 girlfriends. I don't think if I died tomorrow that any of them would come to my funeral. Not that because they hate me or nothing like that. It's just that was just so long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been with Lorraine a long time. I think 13, 14 years, something like that. So we're going back at least that far. So, and I was single for a year and a half before Lorraine and I got together. So you talking 15 years ago was my last relationship. If I pass away today, God forbid, I don't see them coming. Like, and definitely not my ex before that. So I guess too much time has passed. But if I'm a year in and that person was just with this person a year ago, I get it. Like, I get it.
I don't know, bro. I feel like it's a respect thing.
Wait, you just said you was fine with it.
I'm talking about like me going. Like I feel like I would want to go pay respects to somebody who I was once with who passed away moons ago. I just feel like it's a respect thing. And I'll say this, yo. For me, I mean, I guess it's not really relative, so never mind. But like, I just remember like at my brother's funeral, certain people showing up, and it meant the world to me. Like, and I hadn't seen these people in years, but just to pay their respects, it meant so much to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say that in adding this other piece to it. What about the families of their ex? Are you okay with them still rocking with their ex's sister as the best friend? Like they got a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that
No,
this ain't got nothing to do with the funeral now. I'm talking about just in general.
Oh, like, I'm like that. The repass.
She brought the greens to the repass. No. So now your girl is like really good friends with your ex's family. Does that? I actually
the ex is still living. I just want to be clear.
The ex is still living. Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually dealt with that in my particular situation. Like my daughter calls her mother's ex-boyfriend's brother uncle. Like it's still and like hangs out with them still. Like he'll pick her up to go to the park with his kids and like go to his kids' parties and shit like that. Obviously, we're not together, so that shit don't matter. But like, what's your thoughts on your girl still being connected with their ex's family?
Wait, hold on. Before I answer, I got a question for you, Chief, since you kind of opened the door. How did you feel about it while you was in the relationship that was happening?
I didn't. So the dynamics were a little bit different because there was some trouble in the home. So her mom, my daughter's mom, was living with her ex-husband's mother for a while. She like damn near raised her. So she like calls her mom's like a mother to her. So I guess the dynamics are a little bit different, but it was still hella uncomfortable for me because like we here now. Like you know what I'm saying? So it was very uncomfortable for me, but it's kind of one of them things where I kind of just had to bite the bullet and just trust that she was holding me down and doing the right thing. The dude wasn't really ever around, but the family, from the mother to the grandmother to the cousins, everybody was always and is still around. The dude don't never.
You had more of a problem than you making it seem right now, though. At that time,
in the beginning, I did, yeah. But I mean, what was I supposed to do? I had to bite.
No,
the bullet.
I'm not saying you're supposed to.
Yeah, no, that shit was hella uncomfortable.
Right now, you making it seem like it was like, no, it was cool. Like she raised her son. No, it was not cool.
No, it wasn't in the beginning. But once I got over it, I was fine. But the first couple of months, it's like, yo, this shit's like really uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Super uncomfortable. But
that's why I say, right, I'm big on, at the end of the day, that's just one big mess to deal with. If you're that enmeshed into another family and you're not ready to pull away and build with that where I'm trying to go, and you don't have enough supports to where you can replace that, then more often than not, I'm not going to move forward with you. Like, you've been dating a dude for 3 years and you're that close to his sister that she needs to remain in your life. Go ahead, and I don't even want to get involved in that.
So the good, I guess the solace in that kind of helped me lower the guard a little bit was he was really never around. Like I think he had like moved out of town or out of state with his wife or something like that. So the ex was never in the picture. Like I can't recall a time when I like I would pick my daughter up from his mother house. You know what I'm saying? But I can't recall a time he was ever around or ever there. So that kind of like helped ease the pain a little bit, but it was still hella uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah. And see, I think my perspective probably is skewed, right? Because I work with so many couples, and these boundaries with the family members and outside stuff, I see it all the time. So I'm like, ain't no way in the world would I recommend it, right? Now, does that mean it can't work? No. But the chances of it working out, it's a lot. Most relationships end anyway, and so now you're going to bring in boundaries and issues and add that on top of learning how to communicate and everybody's trauma and trust issues and all of that.
Well, think about it, Chief. You had this revelation, right, where you were putting your extended family before your immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to learn that, like, I can't, it's about who's in my house, right? Like, that's who I got to take care of. So it's kind of the same thing where it's like, where does the value lie, with that individual? It's like, look, I understand that's your family, but this is your family, right? Like,
Right. Your home.
this is who we do it for. You know what I'm saying?
It was almost like a little bit worse because there's no real blood. You know what I'm saying? I know blood doesn't always make family. There was no blood in that right there. So it's kind of like, ooh, it hit a little different.
But that to me would be even stronger potentially. Because think about it, right? Like, that's a choice. That means there must be something strong there. Because think about how many family members you have that if you had your way, y'all might not be related. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? But then you got somebody that you're calling family and they're calling you family. So that to me could potentially be even stronger bond. Like from what you're saying, I get what you're saying. There's nothing tying you, but sometimes experience is enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
And you had your daughter, so that's a totally different ball game.
Again, my daughter wasn't born until 3 years into our relationship.
Oh, so she was wait. So she was with her mom, who was really her ex's mom that she viewed as her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, Chief.
Adrian, like I'm glad I didn't have to unpack that one.
Yeah, it was a lot. it was definitely a lot. So I'm gonna tie this last one up and then we can wrap this joint. If the relationship does exist with the ex's family, you cool with them pulling up to the family cookout, to Chase's graduation, to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work for you?
Now you're combining two different scenarios. So
okay.
I've been in this relationship for a year.
Can they come to the engagement party? Can they come to, the cookout and the family cookout in the backyard, the housewarming that, you know what I'm saying, that you got after a year and a half? Like,
nah, because I don't need them in there counting my pockets. Nope. You can't come. But I will give you a real life scenario. I'm not gonna give it to you. Never mind. I ain't gonna say it. Nah, ain't no.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Like, what I'll say is this: if there's somebody from the past that y'all had a fling and it never materialized to anything, it was like a one-time thing, or like y'all tried to mess and y'all became friends and y'all never went there again, I'm cool with that. Potentially more than an ex relationship.
So my theory, in my head, I'm like, if I almost had it then, I'm damn sure gonna get it now. So
yeah, but not.
You feel me, Mr. White? Like, if I almost had it then, and then she invited me to the cookout, I'm still gonna get it now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about that one.
Nah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of an example.
I feel like there might be a little more closure on the chapter with the ex versus a fling.
Hell no, bro. I'm trying to think of somebody I could reference.
Is that fair, Mr. White? I feel like with the ex, you can put it on an ex because you can't really call a fling an ex per se. So they still holding on to, be playing the long game.
Yeah, nah. I think it's the same though. Absolutely not. Like, unless there's a kid involved. But even then, there's only certain people. That's only grandparents, possibly. You know what I'm saying? If we have it like a cookout or something. Nah, matter of fact, not even them. If it's us celebrating like a year or something like that, nah, ain't none of them coming. They don't got nothing to do with this. They don't got nothing to do with this. If they don't support us as a unit, which again they already disqualified.
So I think about like Bree, right? So my daughter, she had a bright idea that her and her best friend should be together, right? And me and Lorraine looked at her like, that's disgusting. But, you know, they went forward. And of course it didn't work, right? Like we knew it wasn't going to work. And they remain best friends. You know what I'm saying? So like they're best friends. And there's nothing physical. There's a lot of ways to prove that there's nothing physical, but there's nothing physical, right? So there I got to look at that scenario, and like if Bree has a boyfriend, there's no way that he should feel threatened by her best friend because they had a fling. It didn't materialize to anything, you know, like we all knew it wouldn't. And then they're back to being best friends. So like a scenario like that, like I'm cool. Like I'm not tripping. But it has to be like a lot of time has passed and it has to be trust, right? You have to trust your spouse. But if it was somebody that became a friend out of trying to be something more than a friend, then I can be cool with that. But it has to be. I can be cool with that. Like that's an exception I'm willing to make. Like if it's like, all right, if that's your boy, then okay, prove it, right? But I can turn a blind eye to that. It doesn't seem like
they don't get much alone time together though. Like we can go all ride together, but yeah.
See, I'm speaking from some experience, which I'll bring it up offline, but like some experience I have. And not everybody's the same. You know what I mean? Like I don't know many women that I had a fling with that I'm just like, oh, that's just a homie. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, maybe obviously I'm married, but Chief, you probably would be a better example of somebody that you may have had a fling with, but you haven't tried again since then. I don't know. But you may still be in contact with. I can't think. I've been trying to think about somebody for you, but I can't think of something.
So I'm just thinking about if anybody from my past was like, yo, I'm having a housewarming, we cool. Would you like to pull up? I think I personally would consider if they had a man or not. If they didn't, obviously, we could be friends and I'd pull up. But like, I think if they had a man, I probably would be like, nah, congratulations, I sent over my gift, or maybe
but that
not.
means y'all not really that. This is what I'm saying. Like somebody that's like the only example I could think of, and this isn't the case, right? But if you and Scrap had a fling at one point, but you guys were like ride or die friends. You see what I'm saying? So like from that fling spawned a best friendship. That's the example. Obviously that's not apples to apples because y'all never had a fling, but I'm just saying if that level of relationship post fling is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see that. But again, Scrap and I see where you're going. That's probably one of the only people you can mention. But Scrap and I have been friends since we was 5.
Yeah, I know. So let's just say when you were 6, you kissed her, right? And it didn't materialize.
That's one of the things where like it's a life like so. Just how about that? I mean, I guess it doesn't make a difference. Platonic friends don't make a difference. Like if your wife had a lifelong friend, that wouldn't be an issue. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
I don't think that would be. Mr. White, what's up, man? You feeling some type? I
don't know, man. Hey, all I'm saying is we all got preferences. Yeah. We all got the right to decide what we are willing to deal with. Right? I feel like if they are truly friends, they know they have to fall back. Like my best friend, Faye, she a Delta. We was like this. Nothing inappropriate ever happened or nothing. Like I done cry with this girl. She was different when I went through my first divorce and everything, right? And this is a little different, but when I got married, that dynamic completely changed to where, yeah, I'll check in, but she's not calling me for different things and all of that stuff no more. Like it has to shift. And those are the type of women that I'm cool with. So it's like we all want similar things. So we already knew what it was when it kind of happened. So if it's not one of those, and that's why alignment is important too, right? Because like Bell had said, I'm not about to tell you what you can or what you can't do. But again, if you don't move the way that I move and we don't got the same boundaries and you don't have alignment, which I think is key in any relationship, I'm not about to accept something that just don't align with how I move and how I see things. So I'm throwing you these more than likely. I don't care how that was for that season, baby girl. I'm trying to give you my last name.
Here's a question. That same friend, right? Did she come to your wedding?
No, we got married in Arizona. But this is the difference too, though.
Yeah,
Her and my wife are friends too.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, her and my wife are friends too. And that's why I said they would have to be our friends. So like when I met my wife, I introduced my wife to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Fade, I need you to talk and y'all be cool. So they started building that relationship that way. You know, I'll be honest, y'all. So there was this one dude who I can't throw myself under the bus like that. But y'all can tell I had some issues. I'm gonna tell y'all. So it was this one dude who him and my wife, they were good friends, right? And it wasn't nothing like that, right? No ex, they was just friends. And in the midst of us just now getting married, dealing with all of the transition, I felt some type of way because I'm like, yo, like I know him. We done did some speaking
I
engagements
know
and
him, but
stuff
I don't
together.
know him.
Yeah, I don't know him. Like, nah, what he hitting you up for? And then you telling me, hey, can we hang out? Like, nah. Now keep in mind, I was tripping because keep in mind, I done took this dude out to lunch and all that, but I'm like, nah, like you don't need to talk to him. Like, and I made her and then I came back and was like, nah, because he is good people and we have a better relationship now. So I do get how I was wilding a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that I get it. But again, me and her, we are pretty much aligned. And she understood where I was coming from, but it was just me on this control thing with everything, you know, big blended family, trying to manage things and just fighting for control when I had so little with everything just trying to, you know, come together. So, but that's why I say sometimes it's easier to not deal with stuff. And their relationship was different because they met on Clubhouse and it was a part of the same like church thing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they grew up together and shared secrets. But he's from North Carolina, so like when she came, it was only natural, like, oh, and I shut that down.
To this
But we
day?
all good friends now, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And that's the other thing too. It's like I don't play that with like new relationships. So I get what you're saying. Like if they met on Clubhouse, that means they ain't meet that long ago. Because Clubhouse ain't been around that long. So I completely get that because y'all not sandbox. You know what I'm saying? Or if y'all relationship don't go back 20 years, like, we really ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so she can't be like, yeah, this Johnny, he work on the third floor of my building.
Yeah, nah.
Don't you meet my husband? Nah.
Yeah.
All the way back, shorty.
So wait, so Chief, can your ex have you been ducking a lot of these
I've been
questions?
chiming in a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
But you ain't been answering. Can your ex have a friend? Or your current have an ex friend? What, you know what I'm saying?
I think I'd like to be the trusting man who feels like he has nothing to worry about. But the moment I get that gut feeling, I think I gotta nix it like ASAP. But also I'm also like jaded too, because I trusted before and let my shorty go to dinner with her ex and they married now. So
Oh, you kind of wild for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like they had kids?
Yeah, this is college sweetheart.
No, but they didn't have kids then.
No, they got them now.
I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out the variables. You know what I'm saying?
No kids, neither one of us.
Yeah.
She went out with old boy. Next week she cut me off, and now they married.
So you was a rebound.
That might have been the case. But no, I think I'd like to be trusting and obviously we have a conversation about I trust my lady to hold me down, and it wouldn't really bother me until it bothered me.
Man, one of my wife's exes is currently on my knockout on sight list. He the only one left on the list.
Day at dinner?
Yeah, he the only one left on the list. Yeah.
On site.
You know?
Oh man. Nah,
So
I thought it was a good conversation. Got some good laughs in, but I think the perspective is important. Let's just run right into the into the wrap up. Mr. White, I'm gonna let you go first. hit us with your final thoughts, B.
All right, my final thought. It's up to you what you want to go through. We know relationships are already difficult. More than half of them fail. If they don't got good boundaries and they still connected to an ex or the family and they haven't cut that all the way off, just know what you're getting yourself into. You know, that's it. You know? I wouldn't do it, but I'm not.
Bellhead, give us your final thoughts, B.
Get a therapist, man. Like, don't be going to these books trying to figure out your relationship. I'm not saying don't go to the books, but take your relationship at face value. You know what I'm saying? Like in real time, and get a professional to help you with real time challenges. These we all have to understand that no relationship expert comes to you without bias. None of them, right? It's implicit bias, right? Like they're going to come from a place of their experience, and there's no blueprint for this as much as people want to say. So I would say deal with your situation in real time with the professional who can help you with real life scenarios. And yeah, that's what I was saying. And live your relationship for you, regardless of what you heard today. you make the best decision for you because you're the only one that's going to be in it.
Word. I think I want to dial into your own personal trauma when assessing these situations, because I think oftentimes we can be blinded by our own previous experiences, and most people ain't out to get you or doing some foul shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think the more you've learned to deal with your own stuff and develop a sense of trust, like I'm one of those people where I trust you to do the right thing. It might be naive to a certain degree, but I trust you to do the right thing. And if you tell me he's your friend, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt until I'm proven otherwise. So I think we need to assess our own level of trust, because some people make you earn it, some people just give it to you, and you got to be careful with that. So I'd like to believe, I'm gonna say it's a security thing for me. Like I believe I'm a secure dude, and all that stuff don't bother me. But I don't know. I guess it is very circumstantial, and there's a lot of context behind what the relationships are. But I will say, open communication about it is key. And then if your gut says or anything pops up that makes you question it, 86 that joint, B. It ain't going down like that. Damn, I can't find the right. We go. Here we go. I couldn't find the right button. We're hand back when you need them. You know how to control this. But Mr. White, we appreciate you for tapping in with us. Bell, we forgot to hit on our joint. We have created this platform to create a safe place for Black men to openly engage in conversations surrounding mental health. And we're 130 some episodes in, and I'd like to feel like we've all grown immensely just by having these candid, open conversations, which is something that Black men aren't doing enough of. So I encourage you to, anybody who is considering therapy but doesn't want to be on the couch, have them start here. Outside of Mr. White, the normal members on this podcast, we are not therapists. We just some brothers who's not afraid to really be vulnerable. We can be found on all social media outlets at All Black Men Need Therapy. If you want to hit up the group, allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com. individually, Chief, Bell, or Prentice at ABMNT.com. Mr. White, hit them with your info, man. Let them know how they can get a hold of you.
You can reach me at ajwtherapy.com or acceleratedelevation.com.
Word,
But I did want to say this too. I had on y'all heel sweater that I got from y'all. I had that on at church, and they was, yo, where'd you get that from? Oh, black men need therapy, man. Y'all got to
man, appreciate the plug.
That's fire. So yeah,
appreciate the plug, Brody.
Appreciate
For
you.
sure. We got a voice line, y'all. 860-410-6160. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We do a good job of getting back to you. You're going through it in the moment. We might be able to answer and be able to give you some feedback. So that's a wrap for today's episode. Per usual, y'all, do us all a favor and hug a black man today.
Do it.
And tomorrow.
Do it.
Hey, we out, y'all.
Peace.